So, a little bit later stream than we wanted tonight, but with some work stuff coming up this weekend, it was kind of important, so here we are. Deck I've played a little on and off. You'll notice there's been a lot of Naya decks on the channel so far since we started Brawl, and this deck has a lot of the same staples. You're going to see a lot of the same cards in the green-white X decks. You're going to see Esper Sentinel, Swords to Plowshares. You're going to see, when you're playing the green decks, you're going to see the early accelerators, Avacyn's Pilgrim, obviously if you're playing a white deck, Birds of Paradise, Gilded Goose, Elvish Mystic, Delighted Halfling. So, decent amount of accelerators. Tamiya's Safekeeping, I'm not as thrilled with this one. It's a protective spell. Granted, there aren't as many key pieces. Like when your commander comes down in Rocco, comes down if you cast it, search your library for a creature X mana value X or less. This is obviously an ETB trigger. Very powerful. Allows you to search for mana dorks and stuff in the early game. Allows you to start or get your value creatures like Layla or Lauren in the mid game. You're disrupting pieces like Aven Mind Sensor, Tireless Provisioner, Tireless Tracker, which I'm not sure why it's not in this list, but I guess Provisioner is a little bit better. And then eventually you start hitting your big bombs. You get things like Elesh Norn if your opponent's decks highly rely on ETBs. Zealous Conscript, steal your opponent's biggest thing. You have a couple Titans, Primeval and Sun Titan. Atali obviously is a nice value card. Both Craterhoof and Behemoth and Moonshaker Cavalier threaten to end the game if you have any type of significant board presence. It's nice to have two of these. I played, I think, only Craterhoof and Emrakul in the Necrobloom deck last week, and I think I'm much more interested in having the two overrun effects with Moonshaker Cavalier and Craterhoof Behemoth. Other value cards in this deck, Back Alley Gardener. This card is absurd. I really wish they'd print an equivalent into paper. Basically, anytime you play a creature, you basically flip over a card, or they seek a land and put it into play. You could easily translate this into paper by revealing almost like a land cascade almost and put it into play. But you have a bunch of other acceleration, Lotus Cobra, Paradise Druid, Priestess Titania, playing off the fact that a bunch of your accelerators are elves. You have things like Tireless Provisioner, Eldritch Evolution to continue to search for creatures, Flare of Cultivation, etc. This one, Fairbro Elder, it being 3 mana for Mana Dork seems terrible, but in a 3-color or more deck, this can easily tap for 3 mana, so if you untap with it, this can be quite the powerful card. And then you have cards like Panharmonicon and Elesh Norn that increase your ETB triggers. And then you have things like Sunspine Links, which are nice bullets. Obviously, this deck's a little bit trickier to play with all the bullets and stuff. But that said, let's get in a couple matches and see how this deck kind of plays. We're halfway there. Ooh, it's Lagomo's Hand of Hatred. No acceleration in this hand. It's too many bombs at the top, so I think we have to mulligan this one. This hand is very similar, but I think with Entish Restoration, we'll go ahead and keep it. Moving your combat, create a 2/2, search your library for a card. Deal if you have 5 more creatures have died this turn. Interesting. So, this hand obviously has some issues if we don't find a 3rd land drop. Entish Restoration can obviously lead us into our white source, into the north. We'll also take care of that problem as well. So we will get our white source. More ag. Dreadhorde Invasion. Okay, we'll play this into Interest Restoration, sacrificing that. Grabbing a mountain and a plains. Plays amassing an army. Black Market Connections, quite the powerful card. Obviously there's no Dryad Arbor in this deck, so be a pretty sweet card. This is another one of those like arena only cards. It'd be quite nice if they found a way to get it in the paper. Opponent gets all the value. Let's go ahead and deal with the Drainer. So take a hit for 4. So we can play that, try to hit something. So if we play this for 6, really 3, we get 2 different triggers. Birds of Paradise, sure. Number of cards we could grab here. Let's go ahead and grab that. Deal with our commander. Using all the modes. Okay. Yep. Danger relying on mana dorks. Deluge. Because those are zombies technically because of the changeling. Opponent has to be suddenly a little bit more cautious with their life total. Mm-hmm. No blocks, go to 9. Draw a card. Opponent suddenly can't use black market connections anymore. Nope. They decide to use it and die. Okay. Of course I had fun. We won. Alright, so landfall deck against ETB deck. So ideally we would love to get down a quick Ilishnorn. Don't think this hand's good enough. I think we'll try for a better hand. This hand isn't a lot better, but we'll try it. Probably a Deathrite Shaman or a Delayed Halfling. Maybe a Surveil Land. Okay. Okay, Surveil Land, Surveil Land. Go ahead and play that. Don't think they have a bunch of artifacts in their deck, but never know. It's unlikely they'll play anything we want to quote-unquote get lost. Plant. Let's get a Fairbrow Elder out there. Could have obviously interacted with Nissa here. Bless you. Which color am I permanent you control? Okay. Looks like they're not going to risk the Necrobloom quite yet. elf for a Yep. Solitude, maybe? Trigger. Get a mountain. Hold up ephemerate here. Fortunately, it looks like we're going to get out valued. Actually, we may as well concede because we can't actually. Rocco's an ATB trigger, so we can't actually do anything with it. So. It's one of the downsides of a good portion of your removal being ETB based is things like Elish Norn can stuff you. Gabrielle Soulbroker. Believe that is, yeah, it's a Planeswalker. Try this one. Sure. I think they have to, I don't even know what they take here. Nothing in our hand is particularly game breaking to them, so. Should be a reasonable card in a lot of matchups, so we'll keep it for now. Additional card, target discards card. Let me do. Okay. play out Sunspine Links here. Deals us more damage and good chance it just dies to removal spell, but they're actually going to play Davriel, or they have a sweeper of some kind. This game's almost too fair. Okay. Sure. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Play that out. So if they go for a sweeper, fine. If they don't, whatever. Well, there's a sweeper, I suppose. Fantastic. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2. That's quite the combo. One, two, search for 5. Okay, looks like 6 line is going to be my best. Mm-hmm. It's mildly unfortunate for our opponent. Okay, play that out, pass. Play Gabrielle again. Draw 3 cards. We lose 6 life, but they gain an absurd amount of life in the process. One, two, three, four, 5. Do. What you got there, friend? Uncycle this. Alright. Opponent just gets absurd value off Davriel's. Yep, let's just go move on here. Alright, we'll play one more tonight. Call it a kind of early night. Hashton's Gerb's Fist. I believe this is the one. Yep, whenever you discard a creature, maybe if you do create a token of it, so they get to do absurd broken things. I think we'll try this hand. Honk honk. The goose is loose. Let's go ahead and play Somber Wild Sage. That blocks. Okay, bro, hold it. So, Opponent's obviously struggling on mana, so hopefully they don't have something like a Toxrill is kind of annoying. So which one would do more here? Yep. Opponent goes. Whoof, there it is. Whoof, there it was. Whoof, there it is. Boom. Who let the hoof out? Who? That's kind of the situation you ideally want to set up, is just wide board, go grab Hoof or Stillmoon Cavalier and just end the game. Obviously you can kind of hang in a little bit. I mean, you could potentially, add other card draw things. You have the One Ring, you have Cabaretti's Revels, you have some other sources of card advantage. You could easily add land tax to the mix. Some of these cards, we have very much a blink deck, so you very much take advantage of things coming in and out of play. But there's certainly some adjustments that can be made to this deck. Like Ambitious Farmhand, I don't really feel like this is the best 2-drop creature for the deck. You could probably have some other, either Accelerator or other card advantage thing in that slot. Heroic Intervention. The problem with a lot of the things now is a lot of the sweepers that see play, you see Toxic Deluge, Farewell. A lot of them aren't destroy effects, they're exile or -X effects. So, your kind of anti-wrath effects are a little bit less good, for lack of a better term. But, this deck is very consistent when it tries to accelerate things out, get a board presence, play Cabaret or Rocco, try to find Craterhoof or Moonshaker Cavalier. Alternatively, you can try to set up things with Primeval Titan, Morag. So it's a very interesting deck, but kind of simplistic in what it's doing. Not unlike, say, the Rabbits deck. It's very much trying to set up a wide board, killing your opponent. It can grind to a certain degree, but very much is a deck that is reliant on its mana accelerator sticking and trying to take advantage of the situation from there. But as always, if you do like Brawl content, don't forget